Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Botanicals sort of Cherry Blossoms set. This is set number 40725. It has 430 pieces, and I paid $15 for this set. So I think this is the most recent of kind of these smaller botanicals. I just looked at the daffodils not too long ago, and the daffodils, I had the old box. This is kind of what the newer boxes look like, and it doesn't have the 18 plus age suggestion. It has the 8 plus, but this one's really interesting to me. I like Lego Botanicals. I like some of the cherry blossom stuff they've done in various sets, and these I thought would go really nicely with a lot of the bouquets and some of the other smaller botanical sets. So I was really interested in them. It's a lot of pieces for the price. These are a lot of small pieces, but I'm still very, very interested in it. So in this video, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I'll speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Botanical Collection Cherry Blossom set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other video, click the subscribe button. That stuff helps me a lot. And if you haven't already, check out the giveaway video. You have to be subscribed to the channel, like that video, and leave a comment there, and I'll send you a poly bag or something if you win. So that's going on. And then I wanted to talk about the build. So we are starting on the stem structure and all of the places where the flowers are going to connect. Those are the first two bags. In the next two bags of pieces, there's a lot of repetition here for building all of these little flowers, all these little blossoms on this. And you can see we're building 6 of one, then 4 of another, then 10 of one, and then 14 of another. And then we get to do this all another time. So there's a lot of 1x1s, a lot of just studs, a lot of little bar pieces. There's a few Technic pins, a lot of flower studs, those eggshell pieces, some of the leaf pieces, and lots of stuff like that. Some of these ice cream pieces as well. And that finishes up the first cherry blossom. Now on to the next one. We build the same kind of stem structure, actually. It's identical with the colors and everything, and the organization of it all as the first one. So repetition, but because we didn't build these at the same time, it wasn't as bad as it would have been, because we did build the entirety of the first one and then start working on the second one, and we do add all of that extra stuff on the bottom. Right here, I'm making sure that I didn't miss a piece, or I didn't make any mistakes, because I had an extra piece that I didn't anticipate. And now we're back to applying and putting together all of the blossoms of various kinds. So again, a lot of repetition. I find this very relaxing, pretty calming, and fun. Sometimes I do other things while I'm building a set like this. Other times I don't, but either way, it was very enjoyable, and now we're finishing that up. So thank you, and now on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego Botanicals sort of cherry blossom set. This is one of the kind of smaller packages. I recently looked at the daffodils, which was in the older box and was officially kind of a botanical, but now these kind of smaller sets for in the $15 range are not officially in the botanical line, in that they don't have the icons branding or the botanical collection branding on the box. They're not in the black like 18 plus box, so they're a little bit different here. But I did just look at one of these. I am a big fan of the botanicals, and this one is no different. It's kind of one of those supplementary sets, and we can get into it. Being a botanical set, no minifigure in this, and there is a lot of repetition, but I'll kind of go through these. For the most part, these two builds, you get 2 cherry blossoms in this set, and these can be combined together if a person were to buy multiples of this same set and kind of arranged in their own bouquet of something, or these could be added to a different Lego Botanicals bouquet, like the wildflowers or the roses one, or just the first one, the I just think it's called the flower bouquet. These could easily be added to that, as well as any other kind of display, or combining any of these smaller boxes. So this with the daffodils, with the tulips, with the roses, with any of that stuff. And I think this is pretty cool, but there's not a ton to look at in regards to the build. So you start by putting together the upper portion of the stem area there. So that's using these kind of Technic axle kind of connectors that have the pinhole through them, and we do put some of the kind of pin with the stud on top through several of those, and we keep building that up. We do add kind of these interesting pieces that have the Technic axle here, and then just a hole that fits a bar element on the other side. We add a couple of those, and then we add in a bunch of clips. So we take a lot of these, are those pieces not small enough here? These one kind of it's like a bar element with a clip on the end. Looks kind of like, if I could get this off of here, I could see what it looks like. I'm sure people know what they look like, but this piece here, so it's a clip there, use a good amount of those to kind of make the stems or the branches kind of coming off the main stem. And we place those at various points, and then what we do is we make a bunch of these kind of flower pieces, these blossoming pieces, and there is a lot of repetition in that. So they're not all the same, but a lot of them are the same. If you were to look at the instructions, there are places where it does say, you know, to build 10 of these at once, and then in the next step build 14 of these at once. So that does take some repetition there, but I find that kind of relaxing, and I really like the end result. So in terms of like the different ones here, we do have the kind of ones like these three, which just have the kind of half eggshell and the flower stud in the middle, and that's to contrast with the ones that have the extra kind of leaf pattern or the leaf piece in green there. So at various points here, like these ones, it's just a solo one with the leaf. Up top there's 2 with the leaf, 3 without it, and same for any of these other bunches, which a lot of them have, you know, 5 different little blossoms coming off of them in different ways, and a lot of them you can move to change the angle here. They're not built identical, but like this one and this one are the same. This one and this one are the same. This one and this one are the same. You know, here and here is the same. Top is its own little thing, and then we do have these smaller kind of ice cream ones at the very top that like change up the pace and make it look a little different, and those are the same, so they're just kind of alternating here. So we have like on the right side, left side, and then one in the middle, right side, left side, one in the middle, and then kind of right side, left side, and in the middle, and it kind of has that pattern, which is just kind of chaotic enough based on any of the little kind of changes you can make to these, the ways that the leaf pieces are turned, or anything like that, to make this look organic, to make this look natural, to make this look maybe like it's not made out of plastic pieces there. And then after you build the whole top, essentially you do add on, I don't even remember how many this is, like 10 or something of the stem parts on the bottom. Let me see here. If I flip to that that portion, yeah, 10 on the bottom. So we just add 10 on the bottom there. You know, in the first couple bag of pieces, we do work on getting all the stems together. You can kind of see the instructions to see the different pieces that are used. So we use a lot of these kind of bar pieces that have a hole on the side. Those sometimes will go between like this piece that has a hole here, and then go into this stud on the side brick with some hollow studs, and that's the same over there. We also use a lot of these kind of angled studs with the bar coming off of them, these little pieces, so we use a lot of those kind of all around these like bunches of flowers, as well as kind of at the stem there, the stem up here, and then around the various bunches. The ones on the like bottom, they use 4 of those, and then like these ones up here only use 2 of those, but the ones down here use 4. So there is a lot of differences. These use only 2 of these kind of little stud pieces with the bar coming off of them, which is a really interesting piece. So you use various amounts of those, which again just adds to the idea that these are more organic than they might appear. It is very kind of organized and I think systematic how you put these together. It's done in quite a nice way that makes sense. I did have some points where I was, making sure I was counting everything correctly. It seemed like I maybe had an extra piece that I didn't anticipate, which was just an extra one of these. So I have like 3 of those in the extra pieces when I maybe would have only anticipated having 2. And when I look at all my other extra pieces, it appears I just have 2 of each of those, except for like the color swaps here. So that would lead me to believe that maybe for these pieces I would only have 2 left over, and that's because like I think there was maybe 8 bags of pieces in this set in total, and you use the first 4 for one of these and the second 4 for the other one. They're built exactly the same, so again we have the same kind of stuff, same kind of piece usages here, just different colors. So we have a different color of the eggshell piece, a little different color of the flower stud there, and that's basically the major change, which I think works well. I'm colorblind, so I don't know the exact colors of everything. I don't know if these eggshell pieces are the same as the flower studs in there. I don't think they are, but they're, to me, to my eye, they're pretty close, but they're not exactly the same. But we have like a little bit of a darker kind of flower stud in there and just a different shade for those eggshell pieces, which is really nice. The leaf pieces, the kind of tri-leaf with the single hollow stud, those are the same color throughout, even though Lego does make those in several different colors. But the build, as far as the stem goes, the little like twigs or branches that come off of the central stem are all the same. They're organized and arranged in the same way, but because you can kind of flip these around and have these next to each other in different ways with different bits kind of going off in different angles, I think they mesh together really, really well. There is a good amount of empty space in these, and there's also kind of not. Like the way that you can kind of fold these all down and spin these around, I feel like you can really make this feel full of life, and that's pretty impressive. And it's one of the things that I think the Botanical collection generally does a pretty good job of, to kind of bring these to life from just plastic and a lot of Technic and some smaller Lego pieces. That's kind of everything that you put together here, but I did really want to make sure, because like I said, the ones on the bottom use 4 of those studs with the angled bar coming off of them. So this one has 4, this one has 4. We use a couple right there, and then 2 there, 2 there, and then we use 2 on this one, 1, 2 there, and couple over here. And I don't know, I just wanted to make sure I did everything correctly, and I believe I did, so I just have an extra one. But that's kind of the build here. These are bigger than the daffodils were. I'll grab one of those so we can kind of see that. And they're taller, they're wider, they have more pieces than the daffodils. So we can kind of see here there's a little different shade of green or brown for the stem, but they're a good amount taller, which is fine, good to see, nice variety. With these, like any other botanical, it could be helpful, or in order to display them in certain ways, could be useful to adjust the height of some of these, and they make that kind of easy to do because, like I said, we just have 10 of these linkages that are all identical, just with the smaller axle piece going throughout all of those. So it'd be super easy to just like take a few of these off, either add them to another one or a different flower, and kind of stagger the heights of all these things, which I think is is nice. They make that easy enough, even though I don't know if it's ever like officially recognized as a suggestion, but these are a good size. They're bigger than the sunflowers, they're bigger than the roses, the tulips, lots of different stuff. So as far in terms of these kind of smaller 2-packs, 3-packs, 4-packs, these kind of $15 area botanicals, these are kind of one of the biggest, and I think, you know, they have by far the most pieces out of any of them. I don't think there's too much else I need to talk about here. Just the build does have some monotony, because you do spend, you know, some time, you know, effectively building 28 of the same kind of things here, just with different colors, and 20 of the same kind of things here, just with some different colors. But the way it's paced out, you build one of these and then you build the other, so you do get some breaks between it. You do build like the entirety of the stem structure and all the branches that come off of that 2 times, but there is, you know, the pacing works out because you can build, you know, the first one and then build the second one, which all works fine to me, which makes it feel like still an interesting build, even if it is repetitive. And I think they look really great. I think I've seen pictures of people just getting maybe 3 of this same set, which would, you know, bring it to $45 roughly. So you would have 6 of these all together, and putting those in a vase or a vase or whatever, a planter, to kind of display them. I've seen people add these to the other bouquets, and lots of other stuff. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do. These might be my favorite kind of supplemental flowers there that they've done. And that's all really, really good. I had a blast building it. You know, I was very relaxed. It was mellow. It was fun. Nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing too difficult, nothing too mind-blowing. I wouldn't say anything is like particularly inspired or inspiring here, but I find a great amount of joy in putting stuff like this together. So that's all really good. I'll show the extra pieces. I've kind of already sort of shown them here, but I'll grab them all. I do think for whatever reason, maybe it's a known thing, maybe not, I did have an extra of one of these because I have 3 of them here left over. Whoops. And for everything else I have 2, so like the brown flower studs, then we have just one of each of these internal flower studs, the one of each color of kind of the ice cream scoop thing, 2 of each of these tri-stems, same with the smaller one. So there's lots of 2 of everything, but then 3 of these kind of studs with the angled kind of bar element coming off of them. So those are the extra pieces, and this set is 430 pieces, and it retails for $15. You know, 10 cents per piece obviously doesn't apply to this. Doesn't apply to many of the botanicals because they might have a lot of 1x1s, or, you know, some of them like the I think the bird of paradise or the bonsai tree, or even the orchid had like so many just tiles, 1x1 round tiles that you kind of dump into the base of the bonsai tree, and that's, I don't even remember how many pieces. And then that one also has like the swap outs to make it green or make it look more cherry blossom like and stuff like that. So there always are kind of a lot of pieces in these botanical sets. I think in many other ones they do have pretty innovative use of pieces and recolors and stuff like that, like the tiny plants in the little planters that I covered in a video not too long ago had some, like, you know, minifigure accessories recolored to make interesting shapes and make different kind of plants. This one doesn't have that. A lot of the other kind of smaller 2, 3, 4 packs in the $15 range don't have a ton of that, although they could, and I'm assuming they will in the future. But this one doesn't have anything that what I would say is like out of the ordinary or a crazy neat recolor or piece usage here in terms of that. But you get a lot of pieces. A lot of them are 1x1. A lot of them are the flower studs, the leaf pieces, a lot of small pieces, the different bar pieces that are throughout this, clip pieces, just lots of small pieces. And then obviously a lot of these kind of like Technic axle linkages as well, you know, 20 of those, plus all the stuff that, you know, the axle pins that connect, or the, not the axle pins, but the like axle pieces that kind of connect all of the stem structure there. So yeah, it's a lot of pieces. You get 2 of these. With the daffodils that I looked at, fewer pieces, same price. You got 4 of the daffodils, but they were way they were shorter. They didn't have as many flowers going on, not as many details. They didn't take nearly as long as this to put together. This set is not a $40 set, so the 10 cents per piece doesn't apply. It wouldn't apply. I think, this is great for $15. I think for people who only care about, amassing parts or getting the best value price per piece, no matter what, I think that's a little bit silly, or just not the best way to evaluate kind of the value. This is still pretty good. There's good weight here, a lot of little pieces, but I think it makes sense. I'm glad it's not $20, glad it's not $25. I think $15 is really good for them to keep kind of exploring here. And now we're going to get, I think, some botanicals in like the $25, $30 range coming up. I think that's great to kind of have ones kind of throughout there that are either supplemental or standalone or whatever, to kind of create a nice theme of products that are at many different price points. So I really like that. I support them. I hope they do more of these and more different kinds of flowers in different things. There's a lot to explore, and so far I've been pretty impressed. This one I like very much, and yeah, 430 pieces for only $15 feels all right to me. And then if this is $7.50 and this is $7.50, I don't think that's too far off, all things considered. So I like this, and I feel good about the price, and yeah, it was a very good time building this, putting it together, talking about it. So very good. If you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Lego Botanicals, and then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. And then if you wanted to support this channel by giving money to the channel, which will all go back to kind of support the channel and allow me to adjust and improve my setup and my recording, and also fund the Lego sets that I feature here. There are ways to do that, so you can do that here on YouTube with memberships, supers, and thanks. And I have the Patreon. It's in the video description on my channel page, patreon.com/sobrick. So maybe consider checking those things out if you want to, and you're comfortable enough financially to be able to support something like this channel. It means a lot to me. It's not needed, it's not necessary, but it does help, and I very much appreciate it. So thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.